Hello, good people of Bills Nation. My name is Snyderman, coming at you right after a very, very long road trip for me. I am recording this very late at night, and I am quite tired after driving all day, but I felt like vegging out with some Madden today, right here on Snyderman Broadcasting, where it is week 12 of the 2022 NFL season. Your Bills are well ahead of the rest of the AFC East at 8-2, while the Dolphins and the Patriots both have 7 losses to their record, as the Jets are also in the basement at 3-8. So your Bills well ahead of the pack in the AFC East. Elsewhere around the NFL, the Browns and the Bengals are competing for first place in the AFC North, while the Steelers and Ravens, who we play this week, are right in the thick of things in the AFC North. Very close division out there. Meanwhile, down south, the Titans are still undefeated at 10-0. The Jaguars not far behind at 8-2, continuing their success from last season. The Colts are 6-4, and the Texans pretty much out of it at this point at 2-8. Meanwhile, out west, the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to be battling it out for that division, as the Chiefs are 7-3, Chargers 5-6. Broncos in the mix as well at 4-6, and the Raiders well behind in that division. On the NFC side of things, the Lions are surprising everybody this season at 7-4. The Packers and the Bears, though, not far behind at 5-5, as well as the Vikings still in the thick of things at 4-6. NFC South is a competition between the Panthers and the Bucks, as the Saints and the Falcons are just trying to stay out of the basement in that division. The NFC East is being controlled by the Cowboys at the moment, but the Eagles are not far behind with the Commanders, and the G-Men are leading or in the bottom of that division. The Cardinals and the Seahawks competing out in the NFC West. Meanwhile, your defending Super Bowl champion Rams, still trying to stay in it at 5-6. And your San Francisco 49ers are 4-6 in the NFC West. But before we take a look at this Ravens squad that we will be going up against this week, we had another big week on offense last week, as Josh Allen threw for almost 450 passing yards, 3 touchdown passes, as well as 2 rushing a whole 2 rushing yards for Josh Allen. Obviously, the passing game last week was phenomenal for Josh Allen, building off of his big week the week before in week 10. So we got Josh Allen back-to-back Player of the Week awards there as he heads into this matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, who, honestly, when we look at their roster, it's quite interesting, because on the offensive side of the ball for these Ravens, not a whole lot has changed. They still have Lamar Jackson. J.K. Dobbins is here. He won't be playing this week because he's hurt. He, I believe, has a quad strain is what I saw. Yes. So J.K. Dobbins will not be playing this week. Instead, it will be Chase Edmonds running out of the backfield for the Ravens, assuming Lamar is not. Nothing notable at fullback. The wide receiver spot still looks pretty similar to what it has been. Nothing too earth-shattering there. On the tight end side of things, nothing's really changed there. Obviously, the line, nothing's changed, at least that I saw. Nothing changed on the offensive side of the ball. Defense is where it gets interesting, though. They have beefed up this defensive line a ton. They got Marcus Callaway, a really good rookie coming off the edge, and I believe, yes, he has star development. So he will be one to watch. Big 93 for the Ravens, as opposed to big 93 for the Bills. Drew Seymour, who looks to get at Lamar Jackson today, but Marcus Callaway is going to be something to watch on the other side of the ball. And nothing changed at right end. D-tackle, they got a whole new squad here in the center of the defensive line. They got Jones, Zimmer, who was a Bill, former Bill. Hello, Justin. Daquan Jones is the big signing there, though, out of Carolina. You got Cowart and Kobe Smith rounding out the depth there, so completely new interior defensive line. They got a good rookie linebacker in Justin Jackson. Patrick Queen and Malik Harrison are still here, so that's something. Always here. Corner, I don't think anything big changed at corner except for Chavarius Ward, who we looked at getting, and he did not sign with us. He chose to sign with Baltimore. So Ward is a key addition there, and nothing really changed in the realm of safety. So that is your squad for the Ravens. Little bit different defense than we faced in the playoffs last year. Should be good, but let's head out to M&T Bank Stadium for this matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Happy Thanksgiving, Bills Nation, and welcome to this beautiful night in Baltimore as the Ravens are set to host your Buffalo Bills in a rematch from last year's playoffs. Your Bills eliminated these Ravens last year, dashing the Ravens' Super Bowl hopes and dreams. So Baltimore looking to right that wrong here this evening. They will be led, of course, by Lamar Jackson. They're hoping to get him going. The Bills are going to have to focus on shutting him down. If the playoffs were to start today, the Ravens would be on the outside looking in. Your Bills would be the number 2 seed, followed closely by the Browns and the Chiefs, with Tennessee currently holding the number 1 spot. But there is plenty of football left to be played before those playoffs even start, as Bass boots this into the end zone for a touchback, and we are underway here in Baltimore. Hopefully you're still awake after consuming all of that Thanksgiving turkey. Here are the stats for Jackson on the season. Just over 2,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions on the season for Jackson thus far here in Week 12. Jackson has a full backfield as he is flanked on either side and has Edmonds behind him. Edmonds will get the ball on this first placement, but he will meet big Drew Seymour, who is making his case big time for NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. We will see how that shakes out, but he showed good patience on that one, stuffing Chase in the backfield for a stop. So Edmonds, nothing doing on first down. Jackson is going to have to roll out, and he's going to fumble. Oliver's on the football. He will recover that, so that is a quick turnover for these Ravens. Jackson looked to escape pressure. Not a whole lot going on there as he fumbles the football and turns it over to Josh Allen and these Bills. There you see the numbers for Allen, just shy of 3,000 yards on the season thus far for young Josh Allen, as he's going to drop back on first down. Look for Knox out to his left and find him as Knox rumbles down to the 2-yard line, putting the Bills well within scoring position. It's 4th and 1 now as Jacobs gets the football, and he is going to be stopped short. So the Bills risking it early, going for it on 4th and 1 inside the 5, nothing doing, but great field position for this Bills defense. They are in perfect position to get a stop here. We'll see what happens as Edmonds is going to get the ball, and he's going to scamper all the way out to about the 15, call it the 18, based on the spot. So good gain there for Edmonds as he gets Baltimore out of the danger zone, and they have this Ravens offense moving now. That stop on 4th and 1 could prove big for this Ravens team, and it could prove very bad for Buffalo as the momentum might be going to Baltimore as Jackson has his guys moving. Here on 2nd and 6, it's going to be a fake. Looked like maybe an option there, and nothing doing as Milano, among other Bills, just swarms Jackson. Right here, there's about 3 or 4 Bills that would have been there to make the stop if Milano didn't do it. You had Rousseau right there among others ready to bring Jackson down, so nothing doing there on second down. Brings up 3rd and 10. Jackson is going to roll out to his right, and he's just going to kind of throw this one up, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, so that will lead to a punt for Baltimore as your Bills are going to take over at about the 17-yard line. Allen looking to have a better drive this time, certainly a more successful one, as he is going to toss this one out to big Levi May. Levi has been a good source for this Bills offense. That's his first reception on the evening, 13 yards for the rookie out of Texas A&M. Been a good second tight end for this Bills team so far. Now Allen, he's going to play action it to Jacobs. He's going to be looking deep, and he's going to air it out. That is a bomb. It's an air raid to Stephon Diggs. Diggs for 53 yards. That'll put him at 750 total on the campaign. 79 passing yards already for Buffalo, and we are only halfway through, or just over halfway through, quarter number 1. Beautiful catch there by Diggs. Has these Bills in scoring position as he just goes up and over 3 defenders. By the time that ball came down, there were 3 defenders in the area. Not one could make that stop. Maybe a little risky throw there from Allen, but it pays off, and it leads to a score from Josh Jacobs. How often have we said that this season as Jacobs finds pay dirt and puts the Bills up 7-0 here in the first quarter. No real resistance from this Baltimore defense on that scoring play. Again, a little bit of a risky throw by Allen to Diggs set that score up, but it pays off. So Jackson now in a position where he's going to have to respond. 7-0 Buffalo. Shotgun now for Jackson here at the end of the first quarter. He's making some changes there as he finds his tight end there, Andrews, off to the right. And a good gain there from Mark Andrews will end the first quarter. It's 7-0. This game is unaffiliatedly brought to you by Wizards of the Coast. Not a connection to Snyderman Broadcasting at all, but we feel the need to advertise it lamely every video anyway. So here we go, and that has these Ravens moving again as Bateman gets the reception there to open up quarter number 2. Good connection there to Bateman on the right-hand side of the field. Has these Ravens moving still. So these Ravens are moving those chains as they have good poise in the pocket there from Jackson, finding Bateman for a good strike. So these Ravens not out of it yet, only down a score and moving into Bills territory. Ball is at the 23. Play action looks like an option there to Edmonds, and there goes Jackson. He's at the 5 and he will score. So good scramble there on what appeared to be an option play. Has this game tied as Jackson is able to find pay dirt. Not so sure about the dance move, but what do I know? I have no rhythm whatsoever, but in the meantime, it's tied here in Baltimore at 7, and there you go. Once he got going, there was nobody there to catch him. You had Hyde coming in there at the very end, but at that point, it was too little too late. So here comes Allen and Jacobs looking to lead this Bills offense into a response to that Ravens touchdown. Not much doing for Jacobs so far today, as he hasn't really been able to get anything going. As you see there, kind of stuffed. He's touched the ball 6 times, and he's only gotten 3 yards. Of course, one of those touches did lead to a touchdown for Buffalo, as there goes Jacobs. And there it is. We spoke it into existence, apparently, as Jacobs finally gets a good run. Finally brought down by Clark on that play. Up until then, though, there was nothing doing for Jacobs, but he is moving the chains, making defenders miss before he's finally brought down by Clark. in the open field. Clark with a scoring-saving tackle on that one. Bills at about midfield now, 3rd and 8, as Allen is going to drop back. He's looking and not able to find Diggs on that one. He, of course, had the big strike to Diggs earlier. That's going to lead to a bomb of a field goal attempt from Bass. That kick is up. It's on line. It is going to fall short. So, Bass didn't quite have the leg to hit that 60-yard monster field goal, as it's about a yard short of going through those uprights. It had the accuracy, just not the distance. So we're still tied here in Baltimore, approximately midway through quarter number 2. So that miss could come back to haunt the Bills. We'll have to see what the Ravens are able to put together on this next drive. They start at midfield. Great field position for Jackson. Hands it off to Edmonds. Edmonds getting about 4 on that one, it looked like. Play action there to Edmonds. Jackson's in trouble, and he goes down. That would be Tremaine Edmonds for the sack. It's going to bring up 3rd and 19 as Edmonds packed a big old sack lunch here this evening, full of the turkey and the dressing on this Thanksgiving evening. Have a day, Edmonds. That sack will lead to a punt by Baltimore, as here comes Josh Allen out for yet another Bills drive. Only about 3 minutes left to go in quarter number 2, as he's going to look to put some points on the board as Knox bowls over a defender, but he fumbles. It is recovered by Baltimore. It's going to be moved forward to about the 21-yard line. So Knox fought for extra yardage and then ends up coughing up the football. Could be a costly mistake there for these Bills. He was brought down by a multitude of Ravens defenders, as there comes the Ravens offense looking to take advantage. This could be a game-changing drive for Baltimore, but I think they might be set to review this fumble. And they are going to take this up to the booth. We'll look at these replays and see exactly what they're looking at. I think they're going to say that the ground probably caused that fumble, as right there, Knox is down and still has control of the football. Ground cannot cause a fumble, and they will overturn that call. Possession will be maintained by Buffalo. 2nd and 3 now from the 34. But Allen is going to throw it right in to the hands of Queen on the very next play. So Buffalo catches a break, gets the ball back, and immediately it turns into a pick as Queen just sat there and picked that ball off. It was attempted for Diggs. I don't know if Allen just didn't see him sitting there or what the deal was on that. Nonetheless, here comes Baltimore's offense on the field yet again. This time we're not going to be overturning that turnover, as Jackson and company are moving. Again, option play. Jackson decides to keep it. This time it goes nowhere, as Johnson is going to be there for the stop in the backfield. Jackson elected to keep that ball. That might have been a mistake, or was definitely a mistake, as Johnson is there to wrap him up for the loss. So Buffalo defense looking to bail out their offense after that costly interception, as Milano brings down Edmonds after a modest gain. Puts the line of scrimmage back to the original spot. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for Baltimore. Single back formation. Clean pocket for Jackson. Jackson's going to throw it out to his receiver there on the right-hand side. I didn't quite see who he was able to get that to, but nonetheless, it is not a first down, and that brings up Tucker for the field goal, which is up and good. So Justin Tucker, ever so reliable, as he puts the Ravens up by 3. 10-7 here in Baltimore, as Allen comes out just before the half looking to respond. You saw his numbers there. Of course, that interception could cause some trouble for this Buffalo offense. Allen, he is going to throw that one out to Davis, and that pass to Davis is going to set up a field goal attempt for Tyler Bass. This one from 47. He missed from 60 earlier, looking to tie this game as we head into halftime. That is up and good. So we are all tied at 10 on this Thanksgiving edition of Madden NFL 22 on Snyderman Broadcasting, where we hope you are enjoying this. We hope that you will enjoy Wizards of the Coast Stadium next season, the unofficial sponsor of Snyderman Broadcasting. Again, Snyderman Broadcasting and Snyderman Inc. does not get any money from Wizards of the Coast or Dungeons & Dragons. I am just a giant nerd and need to shamelessly plug this company for whatever reason. There you see some games around the league that are coming up this week. Of course, the Patriots go into Detroit and get trounced by the Lions, who have a bounce-back week after the defeat at the hands of these Bills. The Seahawks are going to go into Miami on Sunday night, so be looking for that matchup. That should be a good one, but Tucker is going to boot this one. It is second half football, Thanksgiving edition on Snyderman Broadcasting. That one goes through the back of the end zone, so Josh Allen and company are going to start this drive from the 25-yard line. We'll see what the Bills have in store for this second half. You'd like to see a little bit cleaner play out of them. They had, of course, the interception, and on the play before that, they had a fumble, or what would have been a fumble, from Knox. So ball security had to have been the topic of discussion in the half. Nonetheless, these Bills are moving. They are driving. It's 2nd and 10 now. Ball at the 36. Allen's going to roll out to his right. Throw back over to his left, where he's going to find Sheffield out to his left, and Sheffield is going to pick up the first down. So these rookies here tonight are making an impact for these Bills. Levi May and, of course, big Troy Sheffield, the big receiver that the Bills picked up in the 4th round last season, make an impact, making statements here on Thanksgiving evening in Baltimore. In the meantime, Bills are in the red zone at the Baltimore 16. Allen is again going to drop back. He's going to air it out, and this time he does find Diggs for the score. Meanwhile, Ford is down. Knox went down earlier in the drive. Ford is now down. We will get you an update on both of those guys as soon as we can. Injuries plaguing this Buffalo team as the Ravens come back out for their drive, and immediately Jackson is going to go down, and that is Jordan Poyer with the big stop. He's had a pretty good season here for Buffalo. Still looking for that contract extension. His future is uncertain. If you are the Bills, you'd like to see him come back, but it will depend on if you can meet his terms, if they can come to some sort of agreement on contract length and money. I know that they are slightly concerned with Poyer's age, so we'll see what happens there with that contract situation. In the meantime, ball does go back to the Bills. They're going to have possession at the 33. Diggs off to the left side. May, of course, in at tight end now with the injury to Knox. Allen just dumps it off to Jacobs in the flat there. Gets a gain of 1 on that play. So not much doing there on that play for the Bills. It's now 3rd and 8. Allen going to drop back again. He's going to look for it and find Diggs, but Diggs is going to be stopped short of the first down marker. He is only going to get about 6, and so that'll lead to a Bills punt, which puts the Ravens at about the 18-yard line for their possession. 17-10 in Baltimore, as this is another option. Jackson keeps it, and he'll get about 10 on that play. Has these Ravens moving. It's 3rd and 8. Jackson's going to drop back looking for a receiver. Just going to dump it off to Edmonds, and Edmonds is swarmed by Johnson and by Trufant. So dual tackle on third down. Edmonds stopped short. 4th and 4 now is going to put the ball back in the Bills' court as there was nothing doing for Edmonds on that play. The Bills' D coming up clutch again as Jacobs moves forward, and that will end quarter number 3 as it's 17-10. We do have an update. Both Knox and Ford are going to miss the rest of this game and potentially miss a couple weeks here in the season. We will see what test results come back with and give you an update as soon as we can on that. But Buffalo will be out for both of those guys moving forward here tonight. In the meantime, Buffalo having to punt the ball away as a big shot to Diggs falls to the turf. And there goes Jackson down to the turf as that is Matt Milano. Sack number 5 for Matt Milano. Brings down Jackson. Jackson taking some shots today. They haven't really been able to protect him too much. He's had that big touchdown run, and that's about it, really, for Lamar here tonight. 3rd and 20. Jackson again needing to run for his life. Airs it out, and that pass is going to be deflected by 3 Bills defenders. I saw Trufant and Hyde both in the mix there on that play, and that's going to lead to another punt, and the ball is going to come back to Buffalo, who take over at about the 47. Meantime, there's Jacobs. Jacobs gets about 3 on that play. 18 touches so far tonight for Jacobs. Ball is in the red zone now. 3-yard line. Jacobs trying to push in, and he does. He does end up getting in for the score. That'll be touchdown number 2 on the evening for Jacobs, as this one had a little more resistance than his first earlier in the ball game, as there was a wall of Baltimore defenders there trying to keep him out, but he does extend that ball. You saw it there. Just breaks the plane and gets in for the score. So it's now 24-10 Baltimore. So if you are the Ravens, you have to score in a hurry here so that you can keep this game within your grasp, within your reach. That'll be out to Andrews, which gets a modest gain of about 5 before he is brought down. So that is the 6th reception for Andrews on the day. 23 yards for the big tight end, one of Lamar's favorite targets. Lamar is in the pocket now. He finds Edmonds out of the backfield. Edmonds fighting for a little bit of yardage that he gets to about midfield before he's finally brought down. Can we just talk about how we are over halfway through quarter number 4 and Lamar Jackson has not broken 100 yards passing in this game? Even with that reception, he is at 98 yards passing. So the pass defense that we have been questioning all year long for Buffalo certainly showed up here tonight. And there's another one as Milano, with the pass deflection, brings up 4th down. Jackson now having to air it out. 4th and 3, looking for a receiver. He had a wide open man there on the right-hand side, chose to go longer, and Trufant was there to break up that play as he was looking for Brown. Jackson did have the check down open, so the Bills are going to take this ball, drive it down the field. Bass is going to come out, kick a field goal, and that one is going to put the game out of reach. That's a 42-yard field goal for the Bills, making it 27-10, putting it out of reach. The Ravens do end up scoring 1 touchdown late, but it is still a Bills victory as Jackson just couldn't escape the pressure from this Bills defense tonight. And really, the pass defense for Buffalo was on point. That has to be the story of this ball game, was the defense. 146 yards passing is all Baltimore was able to get 82 rushing yards. So pretty much all Buffalo, really, when you look at the stat line on this one. Final score here leads to a Bills victory. So that'll do it for us here on Snyderman Broadcasting with this presentation of Madden NFL 22. Be sure that you come right back here for Week 13 action as your Bills are set to host the Cleveland Browns at Highmark Stadium. If you have not subscribed to Snyderman Broadcasting, please do so. If you have not shared Snyderman Broadcasting with your friends, what are you doing? You really, really need to share this out because you don't want your friends to miss a minute of Buffalo Bills action. But in the meantime, be good, Bills Nation, and we will see you.